Hey everybody, this is XD Fun 1 on the XD Fun channel. Gonna go to the Dreadnought again, because I want to do some ultra hunting. I haven't done my ultra hunting this week just yet. Continuing with the videos that I've been doing on Destiny DLC Theory. And in this video, as I said in the previous video, which I'll leave a link in the description below, I'm wanting to talk about a different, more plausible subtype over subclass type over the Taken subclass. I'm going to talk about, like I said in the last video, the Strangers group says, hey yo, it's not enough. You don't have enough power, enough light, enough strength to defeat this new threat. So you go on a few missions to gain a new light. I actually see these missions for this particular light actually on Mercury, because it just would be really cool to go to Mercury, and even if it's just for a few missions, to get a new subclass. And the new subclass is going to be focused on a new damage type, which makes it more feasible because they like to go with damage type bases on the subclasses, and the damage type is ice or cryo. I know a lot of people have been talking about ice and speculating that that's like the simplest thing they could do. It's the last thing they could do. Whoa, where did he go? But ice, or how I like to call it, how a lot of the people I live with like to call it, cryo, would be a really cool subclass type. We could see some weapons with it. We could see some like really neat exotics. But moving on to actual classes, I'm gonna once again... I may die again. No, I don't want to die. Oh, now I'm really gonna die. But moving on to the subclasses, Cabal. This is why the next DLC is gonna be based on them. The subclasses, though, will go as followed, starting with the hunter again. Like last time, I see the hunter, I don't have a name really for any of these. I see the hunter once again having maybe like an ice drone that comes out, a lot like my phantom idea, the shadow. But I just love the idea of the hunter receiving a receiving some kind of little buddy that helps him out. And a few of the perks that could happen is die. Why not just die? A few of the perks that could happen with that super is 2 drones. Drones last a little longer, do heavy damage, things along those lines. I also have an idea that came from, I don't remember where it came from, but a javelin. Because a lot of the hunter weapons, or hunter subclasses, supers deal with a weapon of some kind, a bow, a gun, and a knife. So a javelin would be really cool. A javelin would be really cool, that, you know, good one shot, and, you know, have it have a little bit of an area effect like the Nova Bomb, but lean it more towards boss damage, because there's really the Nova Bomb, even though it's really good for add control. I use it for boss damage a lot. So have more supers that deal with boss damage directly, you know, heavy damage directly on something. So things like a javelin idea for ice. Grenades would, with the hunter, definitely like a grenade that maybe like freezes people or freezes the enemies in place, and even freezes guardians if you land it right, maybe. Or at least a slowdown in movement. I really have a cool idea for a grenade where you throw it, but it immediately, it's better to hit the ground with it in front of you, because where it hits the ground and then it slides forward, like it speeds forward like a car, like a little car, just zing across the ground, and then explodes with like spikes straight up. There's my Mr. Ultra. Explodes with spikes straight up there at the enemy. Also, another idea is just that one missed. A good spike grenade. Stick into a wall. It like the trip mines. Just sticks into a wall and does some serious damage when somebody comes across it. And I got nothing from that. But that's what I see in the hunter, and the grenade's really for any of the classes. The thing with the Titan, which once again don't really have a name. I do have a name for the super though. Really thought over this, really cool idea. Call it Avalanche, and have like the shoulder charge or the sun charge, but it's just this one big rush forward. You get like coated in ice slightly, and you rush forward and you deal massive amount of damage to things that you hit. Maybe even leave like this trail of damaging ice and spikes. Even go so far as like you hit the ground in front of you right after using it, and it makes like a wall for a temporary amount of time. That's not smart. And just the idea of, you know, just bull rushing through your enemies just sounds so satisfying. It sounds so much like the Titan. With the Warlock, it's kind of a toss-up. There's the idea of the bolts from the sky, like the Taken Warlock concept. There's another idea that I really like. It, a lot of the Warlock's powers, it does it from afar. Like there's at least a little bit of distance between the target and the Warlock, and I understand the reasons behind that, but it would be nice to have one power where, like, if I get surrounded by a bunch of thralls or a bunch of scions or taken scions, I'm just surrounded, like the Black Spindle mission, just so many enemies. And instead of, going through, having to be from a distance to aim correctly, I just use my super right there, just right there. in the middle of everything. And the area around me, you kind of hover up in the air a little bit, and then just boom, an explosion of ice. And that with certain additions, certain perks, it freezes enemies or slows them down, does extra damage. Maybe it lingers right there, like the Nova Bomb. The vortex with the Nova Bomb can linger. Can linger right there. And, you know, anything that walks into it can get damaged or maybe slowed down. Things of that nature. With the ice subclasses, I definitely see lots of focus with defense with all of them. Extra armor and things with the ice. Maybe a little bit, maybe if you don't go that direction with some of the classes, more agility basis, maybe give like a slide ability for movement. A quick, like, dodgy slide ability that, you know, you skid across the ground. I see that really working real well for the hunter. Kill me, Colossus. But with an ice subtype, there's so much versatility in the idea of what you can do with the different classes. Like I said, with several different grenade ideas that can be done. I love the avalanche idea that we had. If we don't get a taken subclass, I just hope Bungie does an ice, or preferably an ice type subclass, if they do want it all, in the next big update, the next big DLC. Now, I have one more little idea that doesn't really pertain to the ice DLC, the ice idea, the ice subclass for the DLC, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about a little bit just here at the end of the video to get it out of the way, because it doesn't really fit and it wouldn't really make much for a video all on its own. And that's, if we're not going to get a new subclass at all, I would like Bungie still to just add on to the existing subclasses. Give us another grenade with each subclass. Give us another little perk to add to our supers, or a new movement addition. You just a little something. Just add on to what's presently there. Make these classes just a little bit more than what they are. Because we love our current subclasses. That's the reason why we would love to see another one. But if you're not going to give us another one, let us love the ones we have a little bit more. Well, once again, I am XDFun1. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will attempt to leave the links for the other videos in this series down in the description below. Next video, I'm going to talk about what my ideas are for the raid. What it could possibly be, what I would like to see in a raid, and maybe even some features I would like to see added in. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave comments on your ideas for subclasses if you didn't get to in the last video. What do you think of an ice subclass for all of these guardians? Once again, hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.